Yo, what's good YouTube? It's your boy DRVN Perspective. I'm gonna be doing a 2-month review of my 2020 Mustang GT. I'm gonna go through some mods I already added to the car, some future mods that I'm planning on adding, just maintenance costs, and then my overall driving experience since I've become a Mustang owner. So let's get into it. So first I'm gonna give y'all a little quick walk around. How she look. She is cold, man. Like, this is a really fun car to drive. If you're thinking about getting one, I'd strongly advise. Me personally, this is my dream car. I've been trying to get this car since I was a young kid, probably like 6, 7. I'm 24 and I finally just got this car. So like everything's just coming into place and I'm just really happy with my experience and how I've been driving the car so far. A couple things I've done just to mod the car so far is, if you noticed, I got the 5.0. I kind of like took away all the badges. I got the 5.0 badge there. I blacked that out, blacked out the pony emblem in the front. Same thing on the right side, blacked that out. And then of course, the GT emblem in the back, I couldn't forget that one, blacked that out too. And then my favorite mod so far is this spoiler right here. The Shelby GT 350 spoiler right there. This just makes the car look completely nasty, man. I mean, I feel like it just adds to its personality, at least my personality for the car. I feel like a lot of folks have like the wicker bill spoiler, and while it does look nice, I just feel like it's overpopulated. And for me, I think where I'm going with my Mustang is I'm trying to make it look a lot more of like a race car, to be honest. And I think this wing just does it for me. I really wanted to go with either the 2020 or 2018 year. I definitely could have went for the 2024, the newer versions, but this right here, I just like the width of the car. I like the older models. I like how it's kind of a little chunky, a little boxy towards the end. And for me personally, the newer models kind of look more like a Honda when it comes to the front. It slims out a lot, and it doesn't really do it for me. I don't even really like the indented taillights, and it doesn't really do it for me as a car enthusiast or as a Mustang. I mean, at the time, someone who wanted to get a Mustang. So I'm really happy with the 2020. If we look inside the interior, I got the GT Performance Pack. Or the GT Premium, excuse me, not the Performance Pack. But I got the GT Premium, so that just comes with the LED touchscreen. I think it's 16 inches, 18 inches. Comes with that, and the little doggles down here, which another part of my favorite piece of the interior. I mean, it's the little things, like the little details for me, because it's a muscle car, right? I'm not expecting the interior to be stupid, but I think the LED screen right here just gives it a little bit of touch. And even down here with the little toggles where I can put my hazards on or take the traction mode off and change the steering modes. Pop the hood for y'all real quick. I also forgot I put 20% tints on my car. So windshield's 20, sides is 20, back is 20. So everything is kind of like blacked out. And I think I'm really going for that Batmobile type vibe, all black vibe. But I popped the hood for y'all just so we can kind of see what's under the hood. And as of right now, everything you're seeing right here is all stock. I have not touched anything in the engine bay, but those are my plans for the future, right? So I'm definitely thinking about changing this air intake to a cold air intake. I've kind of started leaning towards K&N. I've heard a lot of good reviews on it. I'm still doing some more research, so if you feel free to comment down below and tell me what you think I should go with. But I'm definitely thinking about going with a K&N cold air intake. The only thing I'm wondering is, should I go enclosed or open air intake, cold air intake? Comment down below and let me know which one is better. I know like the cold air intakes don't give like the craziest boost and horsepower, but I mean, it's an easy mod to kind of get in the engine bay and start getting yourself familiar and going from there. So I'm definitely excited about that. So I think that's the next mod I'm definitely looking into getting. After that, I'm looking at my wheels. So I'm definitely gonna get new rims. I want blacked out rims. I'm not really messing with this chrome stuff. I may even get black lug nuts just to fully go all black. Just cause, like, why not? But I'm considering tinting my taillights as well. A lot of folks like the Euro taillights, and I like them too, but I don't know. I want to try the tinted taillights first before I start going to Euros, because I think the tinted taillights will give it like that kind of like deep wine red towards the back, and I'll definitely mess with that. So yeah, so tinted taillights, cold air intake, new rims, and I might mess with the exhaust. I'm not gonna lie, I love the exhaust the way it is right now. It got the different exhaust modes. We can have it on quiet, track, sport, or normal. And I mean, normal sounds pretty good. As quiet as you can understand, it's, you know, lowers the decibels that you hear. But the sport, I mean, I put the car in sport, put my exhaust mode in sport, and I mean, it's just beautiful, bro. Like, I know we get a lot of credit, like a lot of folks hate that folks get Mustangs and then go automatic, but I mean, when you put this car in sport and you just do your thing, shout out to the folks in the previous videos that kind of let me know that, but when you put this thing in sport and let it do its thing, I mean, the downshifts are automatic, and the downshift sounds so cold. The car start popping on its own. I'm starting to play with it a little bit, and I've even just been doing with the shift gear too. That's just pretty cool. But yeah, for the exhaust, I definitely want to still stay active exhaust, because having a loud car all the time can definitely be annoying for yourself, for your neighbors, and just like my job too. Like I'm a sales rep, so when I'm going to meet clients, I don't want to like make all that loud popping noise. Like, it's cool for the videos for my girl, for my family when I'm driving down the street, but like when I'm trying to handle business, I don't know if it's the best professional look. So I'm definitely gonna stay active exhaust, but I'm debating going Corsa. I'm drawing a blank on the other one, but I'm gonna put a screenshot in the corner right here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But those are the two exhaust systems I'm looking at right now. I don't know if I want to go X pipe or H pipe, but I'll do some research and just figure out like the sound I want. I definitely want to keep a deep growl. I don't want that high-pitched scream. I definitely love the deep growl that comes from the Mustang. That to me is just very attractive. Now when we get on the inside, we're definitely gonna do something with the steering wheel, get a new steering wheel, and I might even play with some carbon fiber up here. Maybe just mess around, put some carbon fiber in here just because there's already some silver in here, and I think it'll be a nice little touch. Those are like my plans for future modifications. Yeah, so it's only been 2 months with the car, so I really haven't pushed the car that far to start seeing how much it'll cost for an oil change, stuff like that. But I have heard some good stuff about AMSOIL, and I'm thinking I might mess around with that. Let me know down below. I'm definitely gonna do a video where I do my own oil change. So we'll experience that together as a community, and I'll kind of show you what that looks like. But outside of that, gas, I live in Tennessee, so my gas down here in the South, compared to the North, it's a lot different. I'm born and raised from Maryland, so I've seen North gas prices, but now I live in Tennessee, so I know the South is a lot cheaper than the North. So I think right now our gas is probably like three something for regular, but I put premium in here, so it's probably like 460, 470. It's definitely not above 5, but just filling up this gas, I probably get about 220 miles. Now, sometimes I will admit there has been an anomaly where I got 300 and something miles, but like I said, it's an anomaly, it hasn't happened. So, and it probably cost me about, nowadays with all this stuff going on in the world, $60, $65. Before it was costing me like 50, 55. And I probably fill my gas up probably every other week, sometimes every week. It just depends on where I'm driving. If I'm driving to go see clients, if I'm driving for my videos, then maybe I'll use a little bit more gas than I usually do, but I'm probably saying I fill up my gas probably every week and a half. That's like $50, $60. But you know, it's a V8, so I got a 5.0, so what do you expect? It's gonna guzzle gas. Like, I knew what I was getting myself into, so I'm not complaining, but just for y'all to know, when you're thinking about purchasing a car like this, definitely gonna cost you some bread on that gas, man. But if that's the case, I'll probably say so far, if it's $60 and I spend, so $240 on gas a month, it's not crazy. And then I'll tune back in with y'all on how much the oil change costs. But that's pretty much it for maintenance. And now I think for my car insurance, since I live in Tennessee, I pay like $180, $170 a month for car insurance. So $240, $170, that's giving you like $410 so far just to own the car. But yeah, man, I'm gonna do a video on like with the oil change. I'm gonna do a video on the brake change as well. Y'all gonna see how much that costs. We're gonna grow it like that. But my overall driving experience, man, this joint's been lit. This joint's been fun. I mean, you're not a rapper? I got hecklers, man. I got hecklers in my video, bro. I made it. Bro, y'all can't see him, but I got a heckler in my video, man. I done made it. Shit, what was I about to say? Yeah, overall, my driving experience with this car, lit. Like, lit. This is one of those cars where it's like, it's not a Corvette or anything like that, but if you got a car enthusiast or you got anyone who likes cars, it definitely turns heads. Even stock, like just driving it, putting it in sports mode, it makes enough noise to where folks are like, oh, who's that? And obviously, it's like, it's not like that's what you're looking for, but I mean, it definitely elevates the driving experience, especially when you're young, right? Like, I've gone to different places where I've seen older dudes come like, yo, that's a nice car, man, good for you. Like, and it's just like, you feel good about yourself, man. You feel good that you're young and you're able to drive nice cars like this without having to put yourself in a bad financial position. So I definitely say that's a part of the driving experience, but even like driving the car, I mean, this thing picks up. This thing gets up there. This thing is fast. This thing is mean. Like, look at this right now. Look at this. This thing is mean. It's mean looking. It feels nice. Hearing the car roar when you put your gas to it, that V8. Like, I think it's like overall the experience is just amazing because it's the simple things. Like, if you're definitely thinking about getting a Mustang, or if you're definitely thinking about getting a Mustang, I say just get it, bro. Like, obviously don't put yourself in a bad financial position. Make sure you got enough funds to, like, you know, take care of it. You know, maintenance costs and everything, because these cars can last if you take care of it. But like, it's the simple things in life where it's just like, you come out the gym, you see you got this nice car out there. You go and take your girl on a date, or you're taking a girl on a date and she's hopping out this car rather than a Honda Accord. And not that there's anything against Honda Accord. I was definitely driving a Honda Accord before I got this. But what I'm saying is those are part of the things about the driving experience that I think folks forget. We think so much about performance and mods and just trying to make it look cool, but it's also like the idea of hopping into that joint, hopping out that joint, pulling up on your friends and you got that joint, pulling up on your girl and you got that joint, pulling up on your girl and your girl's dad's there and he see you got this joint, bro. Like, it's nice. Imagine you coming out the gym, you working out, you just, bro, even the hecklers I'm talking about earlier, they want me to spin this joint. Huh? Next time I got y'all, man. Oh, they want to see me spin. I got you next time, Brody. Like, it's just little comments like that you just get when you got a car like this. Well, honestly, a nice car in general. Like, you don't have to break the bank to get a Corvette. You don't got to break the bank to, you know, get an i8 or all that other stuff. Or, I mean, whatever cars you're interested in. But, like, I'm telling you, I mean, my driving experience with this car has been amazing. I mean, it's been a conversation starter. It catches attention. The car feels nice. It drives fast, it turns nice, and it even got different like steering wheel modes. If I'm cruising, I got a comfort mode. If I'm in sport, I got a sport mode. If I'm not doing anything, I got a normal mode. Like, there's different modes to accompany the type of driving style that you got in mind for today. And so I definitely say this car is nice. I definitely say get the car. It's definitely worth it. When I bought the car, I paid like 30.6K and it had 48K miles on it. Right now I got 51, and like I said, when I get to the oil change, I'll let you guys know we can do something like that. But yeah, man, I love my car. I really enjoy driving this car. I really enjoy having this as my daily driver. I mean, it's a blessing to wake up every day and be able to drive a nice car like this at such a young age. And I'm just happy that I was able to accomplish it when I did, because this definitely has been my dream car. And the fact that I got it now, it's amazing. So I appreciate you guys for all the folks who stay tuned the whole video. Like, I really do appreciate it. I appreciate everyone who's been watching my videos. I appreciate everyone who's been subscribing. I appreciate everyone who's been commenting. We have 70 subscribers right now. We only started this YouTube channel like 2 months ago. So 100 subscribers is coming soon. And when we get there, I'm definitely gonna do something special for y'all, because I just appreciate all the support I've been receiving on this channel. Even when I do my Mustang fails and I forget to shift the gears or whatever the case may be. But y'all let me know what's up, and I really do appreciate y'all, man. So I think that's it. I'm gonna kind of show y'all what it sounds like just revving. I mean, bro, like, the joint's tough. The joint's tough, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, so, yeah. But let me know what else you guys want to see from my YouTube channel, man. I'm definitely open to videos. I'm gonna keep on posting videos. I post about 4 shorts every week and 2 long videos every weekend. So let me know what y'all want to see, and I'll try my best to accommodate. But yeah, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Appreciate y'all for all the love and support I've been receiving so far. Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram at driven.perspective. Make sure y'all follow me at TikTok as well at driven.perspective too. I'll probably have it like right here. But yeah, man, appreciate y'all.